My name is Cole Harris. I'm 39, live in Phoenix, Arizona, and work as a construction foreman for a mid-sized development company. I've never considered myself a genius, but I'm far from stupid. I'm the kind of man who notices the little things, changes in routine, pauses in conversation, the subtle tremble in someone's voice when they're hiding something. That's how I knew my wife, Jenna, was cheating on me. We'd been married for 8 years. At first, it was good, better than good. Jenna was funny, independent, and had this energy that lit up every room she walked into. We met at a friend's barbecue, one of those summer nights where everything just feels right. I was hooked by her confidence and smile. We got married a year later. Things were steady for a long time. We didn't have kids by choice. Jenna said she wasn't ready, and I respected that. We traveled, built a life, and shared the kind of bond that friends envied. Or so I thought. About a year ago, something shifted. Jenna started dressing up more than usual, even on days when she claimed she was just running errands. Her phone, which she used to leave out on the kitchen counter, was suddenly glued to her side. Password changed. Notifications silenced. She became oddly distant, always texting someone but quick to close the screen when I walked by. When I asked who it was, she always said just, "Katie," or, work stuff. I wanted to believe her. But one night, while she was asleep, I checked her phone. Don't judge me, I hadn't know. She was texting someone named Zach. Not Katie. Not a coworker. Just Zach. And those messages weren't friendly. I miss your hands. Last night was amazing. I can't stop thinking about it. When can we do it again? I hate sneaking around. My heart felt like it had been crushed in a vice grip. But instead of waking her up and blowing everything to hell, I put the phone down, took a deep breath, and told myself something that would change the course of everything. Don't react. Not yet. Because if I had just confronted her, she would have lied, cried, blamed me, maybe even turned the whole thing around on me. I'd seen that playbook before, but I wasn't going to give her that chance. I was going to make her feel it. Over the next few weeks, I played the part of the clueless husband. I brought her flowers, scheduled date nights, cooked dinner. Hell, I even gave her space when she needed to work late. Every time she went out to see him, I smiled and kissed her goodbye. But behind that smile, I was documenting everything. I took screenshots of the messages from her phone. I checked our shared calendar and found gaps that lined up with Zach's name popping up on her texts. I even placed a small GPS tracker in her car, one of those cheap but effective ones you can order online. I told myself it wasn't spying. It was gathering truth. The tracker showed she kept visiting a boutique hotel on the edge of town. Not too nice, not too shabby. Discreet. The Golden Orchid Inn. Classy name. Cheap motel. Once I had enough evidence, I talked to my friend Pete. He's a freelance videographer who shoots real estate walkthroughs and weddings on weekends. I asked if he could help me get some high-quality footage discreetly. I told him what was going on. He didn't hesitate. Let's burn her world down, man. The sting. It all came together on a Thursday afternoon. Jenna told me she had an out-of-office client meeting at 2:30 and would be home late. She even left in a blazer and pencil skirt combo, like she was going to a damn boardroom. But my GPS tracker showed otherwise. She went straight to the Golden Orchid. I followed at a safe distance, car parked a block away. Pete was already set up inside one of the vacant rooms across the hallway from the one she and her lover were in. We chose a hotel that had security gaps. Cameras only covered the lobby and parking lot. At exactly 2:41 p.m., Pete texted me. They're in. Door shut. Getting audio now. He had placed a directional mic facing their door and a tiny camera peeking through a partially open service closet nearby. I waited an hour. Longest hour of my life. And then I made my move. I knocked on room 204. 3 quick raps. Silence. Then I heard rustling. Whispering. Finally, the door creaked open just an inch. Jenna's face appeared, her eyes wide in horror, her lipstick smudged, her blouse unbuttoned halfway. "Cole, what are you doing here?" I pushed the door open and stepped inside. Zach was sitting on the edge of the bed, shirtless, scrambling to put on his pants. He looked young, maybe late 20s. A tech bro's smooth skin and a panicked face. "Hey, man, I think you got the wrong." I cut him off with a smirk. "Sit down, Zach. This won't take long." Jenna's voice cracked. "I can explain." I held up my hand. Then I pulled out the camera from my jacket pocket and set it on the table. Red light on. Recording. I know about everything. The texts, the hotel visits, the little lies about work. All of it. Zach stood up. "I didn't know she was married, dude." I laughed bitterly. "Oh, she's married, all right. To me. But don't worry. I'm not here to fight." I looked at Jenna, and for the first time, she had no words. Just guilt, thick and raw on her face. "I'm here to let you know that this is the last time you'll lie to me. I've been documenting everything, every meeting, every message, every visit to this motel. And this little reunion, it's the final nail in your fantasy." Jenna's hands were shaking. "Please don't do this, Cole. Can we talk about this privately?" I leaned in. "Oh, we'll talk. But not before I send this footage to my lawyer." She gasped. "You're divorcing me?" I stared her down. What did you think was going to happen? 2 days later, Jenna was served. I didn't just file for divorce. I filed with all the evidence, footage, texts, GPS logs, the works. In Arizona, that kind of proof matters. It would affect division of assets, especially since I was a primary earner and we didn't have a prenup. But I wasn't done. I uploaded a short, blurred version of the video to a private Facebook group we were both in, just enough to let our mutual friends and family know why we were separating. No faces, no explicit stuff, just her voice, clearly flirting with Zach, followed by her shocked reaction to me showing up. The caption? "When you find out the truth, sometimes you need to show up with camera." The comments blew up. People connected the dots quickly. Jenna tried to do damage control, claimed I was invading her privacy, but the court didn't care. She lost nearly everything in the settlement. The house gone. Half my retirement fund? Protected. Spousal support? Denied. Zach disappeared from the picture within weeks. Turns out he didn't know she was married and had a fiancé of his own. Poetic justice. It's been almost a year since that day at the motel. I'm not going to lie, divorce sucks. Even when you're right, it hurts. But I don't regret what I did. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful weapon. Pretending not to know gave me the time and leverage I needed. And showing up with a camera? That was the kill shot. Now I live alone but peaceful. I still work construction. Still believe in loyalty. But I've learned that love without trust is just an illusion waiting to shatter. And if I ever feel that suspicion again, I won't ignore it. Because the truth has a funny way of coming out. Especially when you bring a camera. About 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I ran into Jenna at a local grocery store. She looked different. Not bad, just smaller. Like someone whose confidence had been hollowed out. She walked with hesitation, instead of the bold stride I once admired. "Cole," she said, her voice uncertain. "Can we talk?" I stood there for a moment, staring at the woman who'd torn apart the life we built for a cheap thrill. Part of me wanted to walk away. But the other part, the healed part, wanted closure. Talk about what? I asked calm and even. I wanted to say I'm sorry. For everything. I know I destroyed what we had. And I don't expect you to forgive me, but you're right. I cut in gently. I don't forgive you. Not because I'm angry, but because I've moved on. Forgiveness isn't something I owe you. It's something I gave myself. She nodded, tears welling up in her eyes. I lost everything. "No," I replied. "You gave it away." Then I turned, walked out, and never looked back. Now, I live with peace, with honesty, and eventually, I started dating again. Not because I needed someone, but because I wanted someone who would never make me question my worth. I may have lost a wife, but I found myself, and that's a trade I'll take any day.